Alright, so on top 5 is the Egyptian food. They have a big variety of cuisine ranging from meat and vegetables, seafood, everything. I guess meat is the most common. So you have the famous falafel, which is the chickpeas, vegetarian dish. You have the kofta, meat. You have the kebab, shawarma. You have the one where you mix different kind of pasta, chickpeas, some vegetables called kushari. Yeah, and you have that very good crepe I had with meat and vegetables inside. It was super delicious. And there's just so many different dishes to say, so I'm just gonna let you come here and try them out yourself. Okay, so what's next? Another thing on the top 5 lists is that I find Egypt very safe. Everywhere I've been, all the big cities, I felt safe everywhere. Basically 2-3 reasons for that. Number 1, there's a lot of police around in the streets. They're basically everywhere. Can't imagine how much Egypt must be spending on the police force. I've never seen so many police cars and people in a city. It's crazy. And number 2, there's always people in the streets everywhere. All the big cities. The big cities, they are alive 24/7. So everywhere you go in the big cities, there will be people. And number 3, I think in general, Egyptians are nice people. They are not looking for trouble. They are not making trouble. Unless they are protesting against their government or president or something like that, which they are in their full rights to do. Another thing on my list, I don't know if it goes for everyone, but I find Egypt to be very cheap in the terms of prices on things. So let's say take an Uber for half an hour, maybe it's $2, or you find some street food and it's $1, even less. It's super cheap. You can find train tickets to go across the country for $12-15. 14 hours on the train to Aswan cost me $14-15. A bus even cheaper. And the train tickets, they are first class for that price. Some things that are more expensive is alcohol, because they have so much tax on it. So some places you pay $5 or around that. That's quite expensive for a beer in Egypt compared to other things. So to the one thing I will put on top of the top 5 list is all the historical monuments, sites and temples in Egypt. It's just so much. It's more than any country I ever been to. You have all along the Nile and even into the desert, it's temples and pyramids and monuments. And two of these monuments I have been wanting to see all of my life. Number 1 is the Abu Simbel temple, which you find near Aswan on the border to Sudan. And the other thing is the pyramids here in Giza. And I saw a lot more than that. All the temples in the Valley of the King around Luxor. Some other temples near Aswan. There's been other sites here in Cairo and Alexandria. It's just so much. It's if you're into history and like look at old buildings and monuments, Cairo and Egypt, it's the place to go. Okay, so the last thing on the list, it's of course the Egyptian people. I met a lot of friendly, nice people on my journey through Egypt. Some I met like on the street, they were helpful, guide me on my way or anything. Smiling people. And yeah, that's an example. They're saying hi, they smile. Also met a few people from cow surfing, and they've been super nice. We had meetups in the city, went for food, walks, smoked shisha. Awesome people, all of them. Of course, there is the ones that are a bit too helpful. They have an agenda to try to sell you something. So they often come to you, up to you, being very friendly. Hey, where you from? Yeah, well, how do you like Egypt? Yeah. And then they start, oh, let me show you this and this. And they take you to their shop, or the friend's shop. And it's, to be honest, maybe a bit hard to get rid of them, because you don't want to be rude and say fuck off or anything. You just like, okay, let me take a look. But yeah, you learn quickly how to get away from those situations. So yeah, those were my top 5. What's your top 5 of Egypt? Or do you have anything to add?